She was scheduled to speak at Yale last week, but the school's atheist organization, My People.
Bill, I'm an atheist and you are not my people. I doubt a lot of them are either. Don't say that atheists are your people, because we're not. It doesn't work that way. We're a demographic who share a characteristic of our understanding of reality.
You're atheists. You should be attacking religion, not siding with the people who hold women down and violate them, which apparently you will defend in the name of multiculturalism.
I'm supposed to be attacking religion, you say? Says who? All religion is not the same. What you would be talking about if you were putting some thought into this instead of just reading cue cards is dogma. Lack of critical thinking and skepticism. Dogma can come from anywhere, but the way you're presenting it makes it sound like some sort of forced you're with us or you're against us false dichotomy when it comes to religion. It just doesn't work that way.
To count yourself as a liberal, you have to stand up for liberal principles, free speech, separation of church and state. Freedom to practice any religion or no religion without the threat of violence. Respect for minorities, including homosexuals. Equality for women. It amazes me how here in America we go nuts over the tiniest violations of these values, while gross atrocities are ignored.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 15 begins. Here it says, "Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them." What are the fruits of a Christian heavy metal? They're rotten. I used to be involved in that movement. I used to be a very big defender of Christian heavy metal. It is an oxymoron. There is no such thing as Christian heavy metal. And I know personally that there are a lot of the old CCM heavy metal and rock and roll bands. A lot of these singers have gone secular. A lot of them get into drugs. A lot of them turn against God. There was a Roger Martinez, I think his name was, Vengeance Rising, actually is now a Satanist. Actually, he was always a Satanist. He just tried to pretend that he was a Christian for a while to try and ruin other Christians. Christian youth maybe that didn't know any better. But this came out. I actually had somebody send this to me, and I thought this was very interesting. I've been out of the whole CCM thing now for many years, praise the Lord. But this guy, Tim Lambesis, was the lead singer of As I Lay Dying, a supposed Christian rock band. And it came out here a number of months ago that he actually tried to hire a killer to murder his wife. Let's watch this video.
The lead singer for a heavy metal Christian rock band based in San Diego is pleading not guilty to a charge of solicitation of murder.
Prosecutors say 32-year-old Tim Lambesis tried to arrange the killing of his estranged wife. He's being held on $3 million bail. News 8's Angie Lee is live with today's arraignment. Angie?
And Carlo and Barbara Lee, prosecutors say the lead singer gave the undercover agent an envelope filled with cash and detailed instructions on where and what time to kill his wife. Tim Lambesis apparently broke up the marriage back in August when he emailed his wife while he was on tour, telling her he no longer loved her and did not want to be with her. In the meantime, his wife Megan says she is terrified and fears for her safety.
Spoke to at least 2 others about killing his wife, not just the undercover agent, but the person at the gym and the other person that made the offhand remark, and that's just the people that we know of.
Dressed in a blue jumpsuit, the lead singer of heavy metal band As I Lay Dying, Tim Lambesis, said he did not hire someone to kill his wife of 8 years. His attorney making a valiant effort to acknowledge all of his supporters.
I have about 2 pages of names written out here, but they include Mr. Lambesis' mother and father, who are in the second row.
But the prosecution argued otherwise.
On April 23rd, he approached an individual from his gym and asked if that individual knew anybody that could kill his wife.
District Attorney Claudia Grasso says he told at least 2 friends at the gym he wanted Megan Lambesis gone.
He further went on to state that it's better for his children to have one healthy relationship with one parent rather than 2 unhealthy ones.
On May 7th, the 32-year-old singer met with an undercover agent posing as a hitman named Red.
When asked, he said, "I don't want to see her ever again." When specifically asked, "Do you want her dead?" he said, "Yes, that's exactly what I want."
Grasso also revealed they have an audio recording of that sting operation and adds the father of 3 gave specific instructions to the hitman, an envelope with $1,000 to cover expenses, pictures of Megan Lambesis, where she lives, including gate codes and specific dates to kill her. Dates when Lambesis clearly would have the children.
The defendant told Red that he wanted his wife killed when the children were with him so he would have an alibi.
The prosecution asked for no bail or a minimum of $20 million. The judge awarded
$3 million.
So there you have it. You know, I mean, I would have been convinced, you know, as such a clean-looking guy there, you know, I'd have been convinced.
It's always siding with business against people. And
who are excited to learn about this process of
another reason why
for the lawn, which is basically,
in a country where we only have 2 parties, you have to sometimes hold your nose and vote for the one that's going to at least going to appoint better Supreme Court justices, because that's the key to a lot of things. Let's not forget that Obama did appoint 2 pretty good Supreme Court justices, so we're trying to swing the balance a little more back to the center.
Do you think that we need a third party or additional parties in this country, or do you think that we can change the system from within the current structure?
You know, I think the only way multiple parties would work in this country is if we had a parliamentary system, which we don't. You know, we don't have a system like the European countries, where that's where multiple parties work. We don't form coalition governments. So I doubt if we're going to get a page 1 rewrite of the Constitution to make that happen. And as long as we have the system we have, I think we're always going to have to live with this 2-party system. Third parties historically only draw votes away from the party you actually are favoring.
Right. Which is a problem in its own.
That is a problem in its own, but I think we have to pick one of them to go to bed with.
And then one last thing, what would you, I think I already asked it, but what would you say to the people? How do we rally them, truly get them off their couch, away from the TV, away from American Idol, and out on the street?
That's right.
really watch Bill Maher.
Well, I think that's happening. You know, I think people are just fed up. And building the soil. Look, Americans love convenience. It's very hard to dissuade them from the sops they are thrown by corporate America. But when it gets to this point, and of course your allies in this are your enemies, the big business people, who keep making life worse and worse for the regular citizens in this country. And it takes a lot, you're right, to get them off the couch. But at a certain point, like the movie said, they're going to stand up and say, I'm fed up, I'm mad as hell, I'm not going to take it anymore.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, and you built it, so congratulations.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming down. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Bill, where's your tent?
Bring your tent.
Great to have you here, man.
All right, folks, I just came back from walking down the streets, and it hit me. And let me collect my thoughts as best as I can to vehiculate the information that I have for you today. Because I was thinking about the Hebrew race. And I was thinking about the fact that the people that are taking the side of Israel, of physical Israel, right now, today, are a collection of evildoers. That physical Israel is attracting all kinds of evildoers in the world. you're a tyrant, you're an oppressor, you're a destroyer, you're a killer, you're a liar, then you're for Israel. You're taking Israel's side. They get the Stephen Harpers, they get the George Bushes, they get the Barack Obamas, they get every kind of trash in the world. But they don't get the good people, which is absolutely fascinating in itself. And this is not an understatement. If you find the people around you that are for physical Israel, you will find the most evil, the most vilest of people. That's the people they go for. That's the people they are getting. But that I already knew. And I have already described in my audio the newspaper that I read. That's the name of the audio. And I get into the details. And even I, in my society, am finding people of my society, people of the society that I live in, that renounce Christianity, turn to Judaism. And again, it's not random. It's not randomly anyone. It's the worst of the worst. And you have to realize that the people that are attracted to Judaism, to physical Israel and all of these things, are also people that have rejected Jesus. And that's the point of my audio today. The point of my audio is about the Hebrew race as a race throughout history. For example, the Ashkenazi. And I don't get into the whole thing, but what is said is that the Ashkenazi were people that were other people that converted to Judaism instead of Christianity.